Yeah, buddy, it's got a full twist throttle. This folding fat tire electric bike has dual batteries. They claim it can do up to 30 miles an hour and a maximum range of 75 miles. Don't worry, we're gonna test all that stuff on the Victrip Janus 2.0. Current list price is $1,189 and the link below this video in the description box. Make sure you click on that link. Prices do change sometimes and it looks like they're throwing in a few freebies here, including some baskets. Anyway, let's review it. Looks like it's mostly assembled, and it does have a derailleur guard in case we knocked it over on the other side. It wouldn't have messed up this Shimano tourney derailleur, which operates 7 gears on the cassette. Tires are 4 inches wide and has a tread pattern I'd describe as dual sport. Of course, they are the 20-inch shorties with a geared hub motor rated for 750 watts nominal. Front wheel comes pre-installed. Comes with 2 sets of keys, so you can remove battery 1 as well as battery number 2. The frame integrated battery is a 48 volt, 10.4 amp hour, 500 watt hours of energy. And the extra one you can throw on back is actually the exact same, 48 volt, 10.4 amp hours, 500 watt hours, for a combined total of about 1,000 watt hours of energy. It's like loading a magazine around. When it's folded, it's pretty compact. And it's got this little handle right here to help you get it how it needs to go. Of course, it has folding handlebars. Dang, those come up high. Actually, that's above the maximum. It does have adjustable height handlebars. Pretty common on folding bikes. Yeah, buddy, it's got a full twist throttle. I love that. This is my favorite kind of throttle. You have no idea how excited I was when I saw that. The quarter twist throttles and the thumb throttles, I don't know, man. They always just cause some sort of fatigue or discomfort. These ones are just the best. And what else would you expect? The same exact 7-speed Shimano shifter we always see. Here's the operations there. A little bell for you. DY Island. Hydraulic brake levers. No USB port on the display, however, there is one over here. Mounting points for a rack up front. I think those are included for free right now in the link below this video. Another thing I'm loving about this bike is the front fender and headlight are both pre-installed. These are always a pain in the butt to get on. They're probably the hardest part about building an e-bike. There is front suspension, however, there are absolutely no adjustments on either of the stanchions. Externally routed cabling isn't the prettiest thing I've ever seen. It's got a quick adjust on the seat clamp, and if you look at this thing, you might think there's suspension built into the seat post. However, why? Seat looks like this, pretty wide. It's got the latch to pop it up. And there's a rear rack that comes pre-installed. Couple little bolt holes there to add stuff. Power that light up on the rear in a minute. First we gotta get in here. It's got a manual. Comes with plastic pedals. Probably shouldn't have dropped that. They are folding pedals and dual chargers. So you can charge both those batteries at the same time at a rate of 2 amps. So 10 amp hours divided by 2 amps. 5 hours to charge each battery from empty to full. And a little pack of basic tools. I don't even think you need them on this one, man. This thing's already built. Dude, the pedals fold. What the heck? Usually they kind of just collapse down pretty easily. You might actually have to turn that screw to loosen, free that and allow these to collapse. I don't know. I'll show you the brakes on the other side in just a minute, but first let's throw this battery on. And compared to the typical bike I build, this was a very fast build. It's pretty much all done for us. To show you the size of this thing, I'm still 6'5", inseam is 34. Seat is on minimum height, no suspension on the rear. A little bit of suspension on the front. Here's the riding position with everything on minimum settings. Handlebars can come up, go to about here. Relatively compact cockpit here. Seat comes up quite a bit actually. So with the seat on maximum height, here's what the ratios are looking like. Seat to handlebars and hopping aboard. Like I'm a little out of frame there. Sitting pretty high on this thing. Here's what my pedal stroke is looking like. I do need to shift those gears. So seems fine for a tall dude. Can't even touch the ground actually with the seat on max. One thing that's nice about these folding bikes is they just fit multiple riders because they're so adjustable on, the settings. We'll power up the display. It is, we've seen this one many times. Color display, basic readouts. Battery life is up here, miles per hour, trip, odometer, max speed, average speed. Doesn't give you, it does give you current, so you can get a reading on how much power the motor's outputting. Probably not gonna be a crazy powerful bike, but 750 watts nominal is not bad. Headlight switch, that's what the headlight is looking like, shining on my electric motorcycle chilling there. Also got the light on the back. Of course, if you grab a brake lever, it lights up brighter. So you get a brake light. And of course, the typical 5 speeds and full twist throttle. Better be careful on that. When it is on pedal assist 5, crank it all the way to max. Theoretical max speed with no load on the motor shows 32 2 on the dashboard. And as promised, a closer look at the brake. They are DY Island hydraulics, 180 millimeter rotor on front, and around back we get the same exact DY Island, also a 180 millimeter rotor. It's a pretty basic bike. Let's get it on the scale and take it for a rip. So grabbing the entire bike with both batteries stepping on the scale, number comes in at 280, but of course we need to subtract my weight, which is 201. So right at about 79 pounds for this bike. And if you want to lighten it up just a little bit, you could remove this battery. One-handed, I'm stuck here holding the camera. Which both these batteries should be almost the identical same weight. Yeah, 7.6 pounds. Make it a little easier to load up in a car or something. So we'll top off battery 1 and battery 2, then get this thing out on the road. All right, dudes, let's check out the Victrip Janus 2.0. I got those batteries topped off and I swapped out the seat post for little suspension seat post there. Let's see what kind of range we get on this thing, but I'm probably most excited about this full twist throttle. So we'll check our official range on the Strava. And here's about how bright those lights are here in the elevator. And the very first test we're gonna do on the Janus is run it up to 20% grade. I weigh 200 pounds. We have it on pedal assist 5. And from a stop, we're just gonna rip it full throttle, see how it does. So decent little pickup there showing 16 amps of current, 15 amps of current, 12 amps of current. And it's kind of backing off the current here, not pedaling it at all. So it seems this one will limit our current as the speed slows down. Typically that is a mechanism to preserve the motor from burning itself up. So let's go ahead and do full throttle with a little bit of rollout here, let it build a little bit of speed, get those amps up, 16, 18, 19, 17 amps, not pedaling. 12 amps, and it'll pull us up with a bit of a run out there. And just one more demo on the torque of this bike. We'll pedal just a little bit here and just kind of do pedal assist 5, basically from a stop, just helping it a little bit. So yeah, decently strong hill climber. So I know I already mentioned it, but I just absolutely love these full twist throttles. They're so much easier to use than quarter twist throttles and thumb throttles. Personally, it's my preference. Sounds like that brake rotor's rubbing just a bit there. Just needs a little adjustment probably. So we'll bump this thing on down to pedal assist 0. We're on gear number 1 here. And you know, if your battery runs out, you can pedal this thing, no problem. I'm liking the geometry of it. The seat comes up nice and high, so I feel like I get a pretty good pedal stroke. Handlebars are nice and high. Very upright, comfortable riding position on this bike. And with my own added suspension seat post, this is gonna make for a nice riding bike. So I do believe it is a cadence sensor on this one. So pedal assist 1 gives you basically no power, which is cool. You know, if you want it on pedal assist 1, you want it to kind of dial it down. It only takes up to about 6 there. Yeah, peaks out at about 10 amps. And then if you pedal it, basically same deal there, tops you out at about 6. And then bump it on to gear number 4 here on pedal assist 2. The back gears are a little bit misaligned. You just need to adjust the barrel adjuster to get those lined up just right. Sometimes they come perfectly aligned, sometimes they don't. So pedal assist 2, cadence sensor will cut us off at 14-ish miles an hour. Same goes for throttle if we use a throttle. From a complete stop on pedal assist 1, yeah, easy on the power there. 14, 15 amps of current brings us right on up. 14, and then shift it on to pedal assist 3. About 20 amps of current there ramping on. That'll take us up to 20 on pedal assist 3, and gear number 7 here seems appropriate for pedaling at about 20, which is obviously passing by a normal cyclist at this point. Yeah, that front brake rotor is rubbing just a bit, just needs a little bit of adjustment there. I'm not gonna adjust it though. Coming around the corner, we are on the shorties, the 20-inch wheels. So pedal assist 4 will take us beyond 20 now, taking us up to right around 25, 26 according to there, 24 on my GPS. First impressions of this bike, with my suspension seat post, it's comfortable, nice riding position. You can see this as like a practical little tool to get around. That brake rotor is kind of driving me crazy though, coming a little bit misaligned out of the box. So, you know, it is a budget bike. Not everything on this thing is going to be super refined for the price they're getting at, which you can see that in the link below in the description. Now we do have the fat tires. I'd call them kind of like a dual sport kind of tread. Not really meant for necessarily off-roading, but more capable than street tread for off-roading. And there is no rear suspension on this bike, but I did put a suspension seat post on there to make this ride a little more pleasant. And front suspension has absolutely no adjustments. Definitely, you know, on like the softer end, good for absorbing bumps, you know, like riding on the street, but probably not for doing anything crazy off-road. It'll bottom out on you. So pedal assist 5 here, hitting this little hill. Going down the hill here, hitting, showing 20, 30 on here, and 29 on the downhill. And that front brake rotor is, man, driving me crazy. We might need to get down there and adjust that. And I guess we're about to get ran off the road here. There's somebody right behind me. Get it, CRV. Hey, that shopping cart's gone.
Yeah, just gotta get out the 5mm there and adjust that.
I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not. All right, we'll get out the wrench and adjust that. So in theory, all you gotta do is loosen up this bolt and this bolt. Now your rotor is free to move. What you do is you grab your front brake lever, and that will like center it when you grab it. And with the lever pulled down, you just kind of tighten up the 2 bolts down here. And that should be centered. Is it actually? Let's give it a try. Not quite. Whatever, we'll live with it. All right, let's do a little 0 to 20 acceleration, full throttle, ready, go. 10, 15, and 20. And it will accelerate you beyond 20 on throttle only. We got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. Ooh, the front suspension might have bottomed out there. And let's see what she can do for top speed. Full throttle, go. 15, 20, 25. So GPS here will lag just a little bit behind the onboard, 28. And it's giving 19 amps of current still at 29 on the onboard. So current is backing off just a little bit now, showing about 17 amps of current. So it's electronically limited to about 29 according to my GPS, and 31. Dang, that car is looking banged up. Yeah, 31 on the onboard, 29 on the GPS. Just gotta love the sound of that brake rotor skimming along the brake pad there. Chop, 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 chop. So I'm just gonna get out here and beat on these front brakes until they stop making that noise. And we're gonna test it on the California incline, test the brakes and the range. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and give this thing a try on the sand, see how it does. Hopefully we don't lose control hitting the sand here. But yeah, not quite enough power, and not like a super high torque, high craziness off-roading kind of bike. And we're gonna maybe have a little brake test here early. Halfway through this ride, I'm starting to think we might be running on just the rear battery. We might need to like turn the key all the way to get this battery on, which I left the key at home because it is showing 2 out of 5 bars right now. So I don't know, I'd expect it to be reading a little higher than that if we were running on both batteries. And we're gonna give it a rip up the California incline, but we gotta catch the champion guy. Champion!
Pass it on, how you doing? Life is sweet, champion, pass it on.
All right, we're gonna give it a rip on pedal assist 5, full throttle, not pedaling on the loop-de-loop here. And we can see we're catching the fixie here, no gears on that thing. We're gonna have to let off. That looks hard climbing. No motor, no gears. But we're doing just fine here on a less steep grade than the 20% incline. And on the 12% California incline, we'll do full throttle here. It's giving about 15 amps of current there, 7 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour. And as we get up to a little higher speeds here, 14, the motor will give us full power, kind of like that fixie up there. Man, that dude's really putting down the power. 16 miles an hour, and we are gaining ground on the single speed bike here. 16.5 and touching on 17 miles an hour, climbing the California incline. And it looks like we're gonna peak out right around 17.3, delivering 19 amps of current. And there is 1 battery bar showing, so I'm pretty sure we are running this thing on single battery. My mistake. Go downhill, we can hit a little bit higher speeds. And we do have the hydraulic brakes, DY island levers, DY island calipers, and I see a little bit of a hazard here, so we'll touch on them here a little bit early. Brakes do feel solid, they are hydraulic, so you know we get nice linear power delivery. Let's try and climb this hill, not pedaling, I'm back pedaling. Yeah, we're doing all right. So I can do a 12% grade just fine, but 20 is a bit steep unless you pedal. So we do have a shorter wheelbase on this bike. Gotta probably be careful not to pull the brake levers too hard, send yourself over the handlebars. From 20 miles an hour, yeah, these brakes, actually, they stop the bike very well, and they're hydraulic, so very smooth power delivery. All right, dudes, we're gonna head home, check the final range. It is showing 1 bar out of 5 remaining. I have a feeling we're running this on single battery, so we'll get home, measure the voltage, see where we're at. List price on this thing is just under $1,200 in the link below this video in the description box. So if you do wanna buy this bike, if you click on that link down there, it would help support my reviews and also help get you the best price on the Janus 2.0. Real quick to touch on the things that I like and don't like about this bike. Favorite thing is the full twist throttle. Just absolutely love that. Just makes it so easy to get on a bike and not pedal it. And then the riding position on this one, I really like it. It's good for a tall person, but you know, I think it'd be good for a shorter person as well because you get the adjustments on the saddle height as well as the handlebars. Relatively narrow, compact cockpit on this one, so not much of a reach going on, and with my suspension seat post that I threw on there, it's actually a very pleasant ride. And since it's not, you know, like extremely torquey, we can get up to some pretty good speeds. You know, we saw about 30 miles an hour, but the power delivery, you know, it's pretty pleasant and just easy to ride. Wish the brakes came aligned a little better on that caliper and rotor. You could get in there and tune that stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. Just gotta spend a little time on it. So let's head on home, check the final range. Also, there is cruise control, which you can turn on by holding the plus button down, and then you don't even have to use the throttle. It'll just cruise you. All right, dude, just getting back in the neighborhood. 17.15 miles, average speed 13.1, and then an hour and 18 minutes ride time. It is showing still 1 bar remaining up there. So we're gonna go inside and measure the actual voltage readout of both these batteries, see where we are. I don't know if we're running on 2 batteries or 1. We will find out shortly. So this battery you can definitely turn on and off. And this battery down here, I just assumed would be, this one does have a switch to turn it on and off as well. So that basically burned through about half the battery then. We used up basically all of this battery, and the one in the frame here is completely full still. So yeah, there's a switch down there to turn it on and off. So basically, double your range there pretty much. Well, let's not guess. Might as well measure it since we're here. 45.1. So yeah, this one's pretty darn low. All right, dude, so I made a mistake. I did not have both batteries on. This is with both batteries on. Let's see how it does on the 20% grade. Throttle only, pedal assist 5. So it does a little bit better. And now with maybe a slight roll out here, full throttle. So with both batteries on, it does a little bit better on the 20% grade. And real quick, here is a spliced in clip of 0 to 20 on dual battery. Ready, go. 10. 20.